You are the world's mightiest heroes, but you're a little dead. Sitting atop Valhalla, you reminisce about your glorious deeds back when you were alive. Who among you was the greatest? And That's How I Died is a card game for 2 to 5 warriors. The goal is to go on adventures until you die. When all heroes are dead, the one with the most glory points is the winner. There are 2 types of cards. Adventure cards are used to tell heroic tales, and they come in 3 parts: beginning, middle, and the end. In the upper left corner, they are respectively numbered with a 1 representing the beginning, a 2 representing the middle, and a 3 representing the end. Underneath, you will find the icon for glory points values, and in the upper right corner, you will notice an icon for damage values. All cards award glory points, but only end cards have a damage. Each card has an adventure name on a big colored banner. This will be important in just a moment. Also, some cards have special effects. If the text box is empty, it simply means the card has no effect. Achievement cards are used to enhance your mighty reputation. Players can claim 1 achievement card at the end of the game, which awards extra glory points. Not all achievement cards are the same, and you do need to qualify for them, so pay attention. Before we learn how to play, let's cover the setup, which is quick and simple. Give each player an instruction card. Use these to reference the rules while you play. Next, shuffle the 90 adventure cards and deal a hand of 6 to each player, leaving room for a discard pile. Then, draw 6 more cards and put them face up in the center of the table. This is known as the pool. Shuffle all achievement cards and reveal as many as there are players, and add 2 additional achievement cards. For example, in a game with 2 players, that would be 4. Put the rest of the achievement cards aside. They won't be needed. The player who most recently went to the gym goes first. If tied or unsure, just play rock, paper, scissors. It's time to play. On each of your turns, you will perform 4 simple steps. 1. Play an adventure. 2. Apply effects. 3. Check your pulse. And 4. Draw back to 6. First, play an adventure. Each adventure represents 1 memory of your heroic life. To play an adventure, combine 3 cards with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Those are marked with a 1, 2, or 3 in the upper left corner. You can use cards from your hand or from the pool to do this. If you use a card from the pool, immediately replace it with a new one from the deck. Any color combination of 1, 2, 3 is considered an adventure. If you create an adventure with the same color banners, that makes it a legendary adventure, and it's worth double the glory points. As you play the adventure, say the words "Once I" and lay the cards down in front of you. Once I spied on the soulless skeleton. In this example, Spied On was played from the player's hand, the soulless was played from the pool, and skeleton was drawn from the top of the deck to replace the card used from the pool. All 3 of these cards together form a legendary adventure because the colors of their banners match. Arrange your adventure in front of you and keep it there. These cards remain in play until the end of the game. They can be rearranged by effects, but more on that later. On your next turn, you will continue stacking new adventures right below it to keep track of your progress. 2. Apply effects. Some cards have effects in their text box. Each time you play a card with an effect, you can immediately apply it. You may choose to skip the effect if you don't want to use it. There are 16 different effect types. The most common one is swap 1 card on the table with another card on the table of the same type, 1, 2, 3. Use this card to swap it with any other card already on the table, in your adventures, your opponent's adventures, or the pool, as long as the cards are of the same number, 1, 2, 3. Let's see this in action. In this example, we have 2 players in the middle of a game. Player 1 has already played 2 adventures, and it's now Player 2's turn. They played the Betrayed card as part of their second adventure, allowing them to swap a card with Player 1. This strategic play breaks Player 1's legendary adventure and creates a new legendary adventure for Player 2. Step 3 is checking your pulse. Every end card is a fearsome enemy you had in life. All of them have a damage value printed in their upper right corner. This is how much they harmed you. Add up all the damage from all the adventures. If the sum is less than 15, congratulations, you are still alive. Proceed to the next step. If the damage is 15 or more, then you're dead, and the game is over for you. Discard your hand. Don't worry, the same will eventually happen to everyone. Don't forget that you check your pulse at the end of your turn, so if another player puts a scary monster in one of your adventures by using a swap effect, and that brings your damage to 15 or more, you still get a turn to play. Who knows, if you swap that monster back, you might live even longer. In this example, player 2 has taken 10 total damage and lives to see another day. 4. Draw back to 6. Since you are still alive, draw cards until you've got 6 in hand. If an effect caused you to have more than 6 cards in hand, keep them and skip this step. If the deck ever runs out of cards to draw, just shuffle the discard pile and turn it face down to create a new deck. When you're ready, pass the turn to the player to your left. Dying and claiming a title. When you inevitably take 15 or more damage, you die. Announce it by saying, "And that's how I died." This explains how you came here to Valhalla. When you're dead, you're considered out of the game. Other players can no longer swap with your cards or target you with any other effects. When you die, you may claim one available achievement as long as you meet its requirement. Grab that card and add it to your adventures. You'll notice that some achievements are worth more points than others. That's why it's important to keep an eye on them and strategize which one to get. Let's go back to our example game. Player 1 just finished their turn and it's back to player 2. They play Grossed Out the Hungry Demigod and check their pulse at the end of their turn. They've taken 15 damage and they are now dead. They choose the Reckless achievement card and proceed to add up their glory points. Game end and scoring. When all players are dead, the game is over. Now it's time to count up your glory points. Don't forget that adventures with the same color banner are known as legendary adventures and they're worth double points. When everyone's dead, the player with the most points is the victor, a true champion of Valhalla and the greatest boasting barbarian.